Hello, and welcome to another edition of One Bad Veggies Root Beer Review, where this week I be seeing if this root beer is any good. So this week I moved the schedule around a little bit from Wednesday to Sunday, starting to think that maybe doing it in the middle of the week isn't the best idea. So we'll see. I still plan on it being a weekly thing, just maybe not particularly set on which day we're going to be doing it, but hey, we'll see. And as you can tell from the start, this week we're going to be doing another re-review. It's going to be something that probably anyone that's ever tried a craft beer in their entire life, or root beer, not craft beer, that'd be a different show. Anyone who's tried a craft root beer in their entire life has probably had this one specifically. It's available in most stores. It's manufactured by the Dr. Pepper company, so it's mass produced. It's IBC root beer, and it's the new formula, which I'll talk about a little bit later, but it changed in 2016 from what it used to be, and I actually have an old review for the original version. Well, I should say the pre-2016 version. On the blog still. Maybe I'll post it in the description. But yeah, let's get to this one. So of course the first thing we have to go through is we talk a little bit about the ingredients, which are first things first. It's got pretty basic stuff. You can see on the bottle here, it promotes real cane sugar right here. That's the biggest difference between the current version and the pre-2016 version. The pre-2016 version used corn syrup. So, as you know, I mean, even though corn syrup gives the drink a little bit of a sweeter flavor, I'm always going to want to prefer cane sugar just because it's just better. One of the things on the back here, it says modified cornstarch. So that's one I had to look up. It's some sort of thickening. I guess it's supposed to make the drink thicker. I've never noticed that IBC was a thicker drink in particular to other drinks, but I found that pretty interesting. It's also got our Quila extract, or however you say that. One of these days I'm going to look it up, I swear. But again, we figured out that had something to do with maybe making a foam or a fizz or something. It's some sort. Sometimes it adds a soapy flavor to things. I remember in the old review, I did prefer this version over the original one. Obviously, without having a bottle of the original form anymore, it's hard to compare them, especially back then, because I think in 2016. Is basically just maybe a matter of weeks in between where I tried the original and then they switched back over to the cane sugar. So like I said, I'll put the original review in the description of the video if you wanted to go ahead and read that and see my thoughts on the pre-2016 version. But all right, let's go ahead and open this up and see what we got going on. All right, let's go ahead and test the scent of this thing. Go ahead and crack it open. I haven't opened easy. That's good. I gotta say, just off the bat, it smells good. You know, it's IBC's never been my favorite, but I mean that's not a spoiler or anything. I mean. It's the first craft beer you've ever had. Maybe, but just the availability of it and everything. You can't expect it to be a unique experience. It's going to be built to fulfill a certain need, and that's the need of just hey, I want a root beer that tastes like root beer. Nothing fancy, nothing anything like that. It's just what's expected of it. But again, like I said, I do feel like the changed formula since 2016 definitely improved IBC, but we'll get to that in a minute. All right, let's go ahead and test this feller out. Oh, I think I put the top back on stronger than it was to start with. Let's see. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, so the extract's definitely doing its job. This thing is mostly foam at this point. Gotta get it, let it lower a little bit, but I mean, hey, if you want to talk about impressive foam or head at the top of a root beer, that is, that's, I mean, look at, I mean, if you could see right there, I mean, I still got good, like a good quarter of the bottle left to put in there. I mean, of course, I mean, let's go ahead and we're going to have to test the flavor of the foam of this thing, because if I don't, I won't be able to fit the rest of the bottle in here. So let's go ahead and that's pretty unique. It's got kind of like a creamy flavor to it. It's a little bitter, but you know, a lot of foam is, because just how foam is. It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, I had to think about it for a second there, but all right, let's see if we can get the rest of this. All right, got the whole bottle in there. So, all right, let's go ahead and give it a second for the foam to go down just a little bit more. Let's take another look at that. It's I mean, the glass is pretty much full, but that foam ain't going down. I'm guessing that mix of the cornstarch and the Kulaya extract, I'm gonna guess that is what gives the staying power to the foam of this root beer. Because I mean, it's the only thing that I've noticed that's unique about IBC is that combination. And so yeah, I mean that's interesting at the very least. So all right, let's give it a second and then we'll do our taste test. So here we go with the taste test. And first off, let me pick this up. It's been a few seconds. Head's still there. I mean, that is picturesque. That is like if I was a person who did photography for a living and I needed to get a really nice picture of a root beer, I might use IBC. That's it looks really, anyway, okay, let's go ahead and taste it, because that's really what matters. So, as I said before, I expected this to go where, okay, IBC's always been kind of like a middle standard root beer. It's always been not bad, not good. It's what root beer should taste like. IBC should be like the middle point of all craft root beer, because it's the most widely available. It's not going to throw any like crazy hidden flavors at you. You're not going to get a hint of nutmeg. You're not going to get ultra vanilla. You're not going to get ultra licorice. It's not going to have like oh, I think I taste mistletoe or some, you know, just something weird like that. It's going to be root beer, like, but I gotta say, it's a lot better than I remember it being, and maybe it's still just the thought of the old corn syrup version. It is a very sweet root beer. It's not overly creamy. It's not overly sarsaparilla. It's not over. It is in the middle, but it's like a good middle. Like I know I've mentioned this sort of thing before. You know what, let's pause there and then we'll go over the overall review. But it's the flavor is, it really is exactly how I was trying to explain it. It's what you want a root beer to taste like, just nothing extra. So we've kind of established at this point that this is the perfect middle ground of all the things that you kind of want in a root beer put together. Maybe perfect's too strong of a word. Maybe there's something better than this out there. But I gotta say, you know, it's good. It's not bad at all. You know, I used to kind of dread doing another review of IBC because IBC is so plain Jane. And I'm going to give it a C because it is what it is. It is this the letter C. When I grade something a C, it's supposed to represent middle ground, good root beer. It's not bad in any way, shape, or form. It just doesn't surprise me. That said, if I was giving like pluses or minuses, I would give this a C+. Reason being, for being one of those middle ground root beers, it might be the best at being that. It would be the one if someone, if I was asked, if we were having a conversation with someone about root beers and they were to be like, well, I don't like too much vanilla. I don't like too much licorice. I just want kind of like that. I just want the perfect mix of everything. I would probably recommend an IBC above most things because it fulfills those things perfectly. And the 2016 formula does it better than it used to. So yeah, I'm giving this one a C. It's good stuff. For being, I kind of expected it to be maybe a little bit lower, just because it's so, I'm not going to say boring, because it's not boring. It's just normal. It's normal, but it's the best kind of normal. All right. I think I've waxed on enough. We're good. And that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the review. Come back for more, and I hope you had a good time.